Welcome into the First Warn 5 Weather Show Plus. I'm meteorologist Casual Tuesdays Warren, joined by Cory Kowitz today.
Yeah.
Had a lot of attention on the KCTV5 branded polo. Obviously, we usually show out for this show. I was out in the field doing a
Top secret mission.
top secret mission, and I just came back. So, anyways, that's.
He's like kind of a spy.
But you know what? Everyone deserves a little bit of a casual day.
We all do. We all do. And especially on a Tuesday. Like, why has it got to be Friday? This is what I think. Casual days should not be on days that we already like. We should do it on days like Tuesday that we normally don't like to make Tuesday a little more manageable.
I
propose that thinking.
I like it. I have seen a station in Hawaii, which obviously very different.
Makes sense.
But they wear Hawaiian shirts on air, which it's awesome. Great vibes.
That's awesome.
Okay, guys, welcome in. Thank you for joining us today. On today's First Warn 5 Weather Show Plus, we're talking about quite a bit. Our local forecast has some moving pieces, a few dynamic pieces as well, where we're talking about rain and thunderstorm opportunities tomorrow. We also have some more heat on the horizon. A little wildfire smoke as well as you were looking at that shot. We'll take it again full here. Definitely some smoke in the atmosphere from the wildfires in the Pacific Northwest.
Definitely noticed that maybe more than any other day, honestly.
I agree. I think so too. And so it's noticeable, but not reducing our air quality too bad right now, which is good. So we'll obviously have some video in our wild weather segment from the Pacific Northwest, the state of Washington, especially around Spokane. Some of this video is just... It seems like every time we get fire video, somehow it's even more apocalyptic than the previous one. We'll be taking a trip up to the Northwest. We also have a recent volcanic eruption in Japan. It's a cool video from there. A lot of flooding in some very, very populated areas in the Northeast. Some of the biggest cities dealing with some significant flooding. We also have some video that you're not going to want to miss of a baby elephant learning how to cool herself down from her mom at the zoo in Vienna. They were dealing with some big temps in Europe still. National Watermelon Day was yesterday. Some animals at the zoo in Oregon also enjoying some watermelon. Just, we got to throw some fun video in here. It's at my jurisdiction, so I'm going to put it in there because it's something that I would want to watch. So we're going to... Not really weather related, but I mean, we'll still watch it anyways. Tornado Alley shift potential. Mike had a hit yesterday. We're going to show you some of those graphics
cool stuff.
Again. Just 2026 as a whole, where the tornado tracks have been. Could the Tornado Alley be shifting? So we'll walk through that. And then Cory also lets us know when we can see the peak of our next meteor shower.
Yes.
Sounds like a chocked full episode to me.
Per usual.
That's right.
Warren as the MC always got some good things lined up.
Let's
MC
get to
Warren?
MC
Warren.
Warren.
You like that?
MC Hammer who? Do you know who
right?
MC Hammer is? Cory's kind of young.
Literally 3-4 years older. It's fine. Yes, they know who that is. Of course. Can't touch this. He has the baggy pants. He does that little shuffle dance.
Okay. All right,
Probably know more about him than you, but that's all right.
You're with it. Okay.
Actually, so.
Anyways, Cory, let's go to our forecast. Right now, 85 feels like 88. It's decently humid. Not bad, especially relatively speaking. But, you can feel it. There's some moisture back in the air out there today. So your feels like temps will be a little separated from your actual air temperatures. And we'll get to probably about upper 80s, near 90 out there this afternoon. So not much going on today. You might have a random little pop-up shower this afternoon. Your best rain chance, though, does come tomorrow into tomorrow night. And we'll show you some of the latest data here with that. Yeah, decent confidence, about a 60%. But here's the thing. It looks to be kind of spotty off and on, a couple different waves, depending on the area that you live in, on when you see some stuff. So a little bit of a messy rain forecast for tomorrow. And we'll highlight also in just a second some of the areas that could see maybe a little bit too much rain. High temps today vary mid to upper 80s to the north. I think everyone else, you'll get close to 90. Whether or not you hit 88 or 91, it's going to be pretty uniform here across the board. So all in all, a pretty standard summer afternoon in Kansas City, eastern Kansas, and western Missouri. The latest data here is still throwing out one or two of these little bubble ups I've noticed today. Heat of the day, a little bit of moisture around. You might be able to pick out one quick downpour, but if you see here on your screen, this will be few far in between, and I think most of us will have a dry remainder of our Tuesday. But it's tomorrow night that we'll see that chance increase. So Wednesday is our next first warn, our next speed bump, your next heads up in the forecast that we could have some rain, or we should have some rain mixed in with many dry hours, but some downpours, some thunderstorms, and some rain that might be too much in a short amount of time. It likely comes in a couple different rounds and a couple different waves. So the highlighted zone tomorrow from the Weather Prediction Center here, this just kind of indicates who could see more rain out of this system, and again, in a pretty short amount of time. That zone is high 70-ish focused, give or take a little bit, and then northern Missouri, northeastern Kansas. But everyone has an opportunity to at least pick up something tomorrow. So that'll be nice. If you need some rain in your yard, then hopefully we can get you some of that tomorrow. But the latest here, I don't know what computer model you used at noon, Cory, but this is loaded in with a graph for tomorrow. Is that what you used?
Yeah, and I used an earlier run that kind of shows the two possible areas of extreme rainfall. Yeah. So
this is whatever the newest data is coming in. It's a little less bullish.
I used the HER for the future radar than graph kind of Thursday and on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, this is kind of a little bit more spotty in the morning. One of the other computers, as I mentioned, is a little more aggressive to start the day, and then there will be a weak boundary that slowly slides through, and that's going to give you sort of a focus zone where you could see some waves of rain and storms. Well, this latest model is very dry into the overnight and early part of Thursday morning, and then that is a little bit more aggressive there. I'm just going to go in and we're going to walk through one of our other high resolution models just to kind of show you the atmosphere is going to have plenty of moisture. The atmosphere also is on this focus boundary. Depends on how progressive, how quickly it can move through. But one of the other takes is a little bit more spotty shower oriented during the day. This would be more coverage, and I think this one will be just a little bit earlier on. But at some point, you're going to see likely this weak boundary come in, initiate some waves of rain and storms. This is more aggressive, and this would paint more of a flash flood potential here. You see, it's not moving very fast. So that's what we would have to watch out for into your Wednesday, spotty, and then really actually newest stuff kind of indicating Wednesday night, early Thursday could be a little bit more of a wet window.
Yeah. We'll see. There was a little bit of talks of maybe a potential first warn for Thursday just because of that morning commute. Things could maybe spill over into that. To me, it looks like, there's two rounds. There's that first round in the midday hours and that second round kind of late day, evening, through the night, and then that could maybe spill into Thursday morning. It looks like out of those two rounds, the one that looks like it has the best chance for rain, the best chance for flood potential is probably that second round. Again, evening, night, that maybe could spill into the Thursday morning hours for that commute. So that's something to look out for.
Yeah, and I think, too, you see what's on your screen right now. This just, to me, I don't really have a focused zone where I'm a little more concerned. I don't want Clinton to think, we're going to get 4.28 inches of rain. This just is indicating how spotty this activity will be. And if you get a slow-moving thunderstorm and then you get a couple more throughout the evening and overnight, then that could bring you multiple inches of rain. I don't think that's going to be a widespread issue. I think a half inch to an inch of rain is more likely for a lot of us, and then you get a few pockets of a little more extreme activity where you could have, maybe 2-3 inches of rain in focus zones. So that's where we would just have to watch out for some isolated flash flooding. But again, don't get too married to what you're seeing on your screen. Just kind of understand the idea that in the region, we will have some spots get a couple tenths of an inch, and some of you might get a couple inches of rain. Every computer run that's come through, it's changing up exactly where it puts those heavier downpours and stronger storms. So don't focus too much on that. And as we get into tonight and tomorrow morning, that will come into a lot better focus. We also have this low-end level 1 out of 5 risk for a few strong to severe storms. The Storm Prediction Center has been kind of waffling this back and forth a little bit. Just know there might be a cell or two out there tomorrow, especially tomorrow night into early Thursday, that reaches low-end severe limits, maybe some gusty winds and also some quarter-size hail. So overall, I think we were watching out a little bit more for excessive rainfall than we are much of a severe weather threat for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I agree.
Any final thoughts on the forecast for tomorrow?
No, they shifted this east relative to yesterday. It was over the KC Metro. I don't know I'm not really sold on why they shifted it that much. I still think there's a 1 out of 5-ish risk. Like those storms, just looking at the future radar, they look strong, right?
Yeah.
They have a little bit of the hail potential. They have that gusty wind potential. I don't think it looks too impactful. But again, like you said, I think the flood risk looks more potent than the severe risk. And what was the model you showed for the rainfall there?
I believe that was a previous run of the graph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Some spots will see, the spots that see the 3 to 5 inches plus, like that's, like you said, where is that going to line up? It really could be anywhere in the region. Right, like you said, don't get too married of what we were showing there for the rainfall, because it could be anywhere, 3 to 5 inches, and wherever it sets up, that's where we're going to have some a little bit of flood issues.
Yep, and so just to rehash one more time here, watching for a couple different waves Wednesday. It is not a washout of a day, guys, but that second model we showed you is a little bit more wet during that late morning, midday, early afternoon, and then many hours, and then some more reignition later in the evening into the overnight Thursday morning.
And we do have a good hourly one too. I don't know if we have time, if you want to show it. Yeah, well, that's through today. That shows a 20% chance. Yeah,
oh,
later.
This guy?
No, hourly for tomorrow. That's all right.
That's all right.
That basically paints the picture too. The two. It was just basically showing like the little spike in the rain chances midday and spike in rain chances in the evening tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So be ready. We got a first warn tomorrow, and then into tomorrow night, and we'll see if we bleed it over into Thursday. All right, we're going to take a look now at some wild weather. There's a lot of wild weather, as I kind of showed you off the top, but first starting with the recap of the Pacific Northwest. They've got a volatile situation in Spokane area. I know Oregon's had a lot of fires as well lately. So this is actually new this morning. Authorities say that they've arrested a man on an arson charge in connection with one of these fires burning and in Spokane County. So officials are still investigating the cause of the fires, but they do have someone in custody. So this likely started from somebody igniting these fires.
With the intentions of start. I mean, that's just so.
And it has ignited, mass damage. I mean, it's very vast, and they are still in the early stages of fighting this fire. So let's take a listen from Spokane County.
It's clearly our worst natural disaster in our history.
Spokane, Washington Mayor Lisa Brown underscoring the massive scope of the wildfires tearing through communities in her state. Officials at every level in the state echoing that sentiment.
The impact on people's lives is truly profound.
A lot of anxiety. There's a lot of devastation.
That devastation plain to see from the ground and the sky. Aerial images show before and after pictures. House after house destroyed. Neighborhoods turned into flaming, smoke-filled hellscapes by the 3 major wildfires in Spokane County. Authorities say they have arrested a man on an arson charge in connection with one of the blazes. Since they began on Saturday, the fires have burned through thousands of acres, destroying hundreds of structures. Tens of thousands of people have been forced to evacuate, including many of the brave individuals working to address the emergency.
There are first responders in that room who have been evacuated from their homes, and yet they're still out there dealing with this situation and helping their neighbors.
The fires in Spokane County may be the worst, but they are not the only ones. 17 major wildfires have burned more than 260,000 acres across Washington. One of those blazes forcing ranchers to herd cattle away from the flames. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Tough to see all of that. And this fire specifically has now created more chaos with residential areas than some of the other ones, with a lot of those being in more rural areas, obviously still impacting people and ranchers and whatnot. Now, this is literally in Spokane County in residential neighborhoods. So they've got an absolute mess on their hands up there. Look at some of this video from the Spokane Valley Fire Department. I mean, apocalyptic looking. And we've used that word before, but it is such a good descriptor of, these first responders are in it, taking videos of what they're seeing in real time. Because, a lot of the pictures and videos that we get are from a distance, the smoke plumes and aftermath and stuff. I mean, they're literally videoing inside, and I can only imagine how hot it feels just being at the surface level with these significant wildfires burning and smoldering, and whole forests on fire, and you're just trying to get by on the road. And so that video was shared from the Spokane Valley Fire Department.
Seeing the neighborhood and the structures being burned. It's one thing to just see fire kind of burning up empty land. That's sad. You got a lot of animals there. You got plants. Just the landscape's changing. But yeah, seeing structures burn. I'll say two things too. One, 90% of wildfires are human caused. So right, we have such a big role in preventing these wildfires. Smokey says. He says for good reason. And also, yeah, these firefighters, they're such heroes.
They are, absolutely. So mess unfolding, and they are obviously, they have a lot of resources devoted to this fire up in Washington. There are multiple fires that have kind of sparked from it. Now going across the Pacific, look at that.
Gosh,
volcano in Japan.
They just had an earthquake there, didn't they?
Yes, they've had some, yeah. They sure have. This was over the weekend.
Jeez.
This was video from the Ministry of Land Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism's Osumi River and National Highway Office in Japan shows the Sakurajima volcano erupting over the weekend. This is quite interesting. The office says the plumes shot as high as almost 10,000 feet. And look at it looked like some lightning. Look at that.
Is that what that is?
I believe so.
What are they called? Pyrocumulonimbus?
Yeah. So just the sheer heat and friction and particles all traveling around from inside the ground. Fascinating stuff. Quite cool to see. I mean, these are good images here.
I wonder,
shot from a cam.
I'm not sure if you know how close this is to like a populated area.
I'm not overly sure. They said that the Japanese Meteorological Agency warned people living by to stay away from the volcano. I don't think it was an immediate threat to anybody, but yeah, releasing significant plumes of who knows what. All this, all the stuff deep down.
Yeah.
Getting emitted out. All right, let's go to the Northeast. They've been dealing with some significant flooding in the Northeast recently. This is from Newark, New Jersey. And this was on Monday. People doing things that they shouldn't, driving into feet of flooded roadways. Scenes where the high water disabled lower vehicles leading to drivers and occupants pushing stalled cars up the beginning of a steep overpass. Look at this. I had to literally get out and push their cars out of the floodwater.
Yeah, last month or so, out
They've
east.
Been getting hit hard,
they're getting some storms, severe weather, flooding.
And it wasn't just in New Jersey. This is from the East Village,
New
York City.
Okay.
Heavy rain and flooding made for a water main break in New York's East Village on Monday as well. Anytime the city gets any sort of substantial rain, it is kind of scary because the water just can't run off. It has a very hard time going anywhere and overwhelms the area. They also had some gusty winds. Looks like they brought a tree down here, also in Manhattan. We'll go to Massachusetts now. More flooding, just absolutely inundating roadways and streets and people's possessions and cars. And I think also what happens to this guy looks like he's trying to find a drain. They get clogged very easy and they just, no water can go in them. So they just basically fill up. Like when you're in the shower and you put your foot over the drain, very similar.
Yeah.
Fills up around you. So flooding impacts pretty significant here in the Northeast as of recent. That's going to do it for your wild weather segment. When we come back from break, we are going to be talking about, well, first of all, more importantly, the elephant video that you're going to need to see, and animals eating watermelon. Not for any reason specifically, Cory. I just really wanted to show it.
I like that.
I felt like you needed an extra little smile today.
Me? Yeah. Specifically?
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And then after
that, thinking of me. That's nice.
Yeah. Yep. After that, Tornado Alley potential shifts. We take a look at this year's numbers. Quite incredible to see what part of the country has, had more confirmed tornadoes and the tracks. And then also the Perseid meteor shower, one of the best, when it peaks. All of that coming up here in just a few minutes. Stick with us. We're going to take a quick break. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm meteorologist Warren Sears, joined by meteorologist Cory Kowitz, and we are coming back to some fun video. This is elephants learning, a baby elephant learning how to cool down. This is in Austria, in Vienna. This elephant is learning from mom and aunt, I believe. The ongoing European heat wave has even elephants desperate for some refreshments. Baby elephant at the Vienna Zoo, about to turn a year old in August, learning how to beat the heat by watching its mother and aunt. According to the Vienna Zoo, male baby elephant, spends a lot of time with an older female elephant who currently enjoys taking a dip in the bathing pool, encouraging the baby to follow suit. And I think it works. Baby looks happy. What a fun little event for these guys and gals.
My favorite animal, elephants.
Is it?
That's my favorite animal. I love them. They're great. They're smart too.
They are smart.
They're cute.
I gotta go. Sorry, I know she's saying some important stuff, but
look at that. Oh. I always love those summertime videos where
water day.
They're all cooling off. That's great.
I wonder if that's their equivalent of a slip and slide.
Probably.
I think so.
Look at that. That's great.
Enjoy. I hope they had fun. All right, back to the States here. More animals. These were eating watermelons yesterday. National Watermelon Day at the Oregon Zoo in Portland, treated to refreshing watermelon in honor of that day. This was yesterday. The footage shows rhinos, elephants, chimps, orangutans, and bear all displaying various techniques to bust open the watermelon, simply munching on the delicious fruit, and even impaling the rind. If they could do that to a watermelon, that makes me not want to be anywhere close to them.
Yeah.
Treating it like it's a Cheez-It.
Yeah, no. Could be your head.
Oh, look at them. How fun.
That's great. Look at that.
All right, just a little serotonin boost here for your Tuesday. I could have filled 30 minutes just watching that. We are shifting now. Mike did this hit yesterday in our weather show, and I want to make sure that it gets used to its full potential, because the tornado season that we've had this year and in recent years has been a little interesting. The number of tornadoes that we've seen confirmed in each state is it shifting tornado alley. Well, Cory's going to walk you through the findings. He and Mike have been talking about this. So, Cory, take it away.
Yeah, hey, so what we're seeing here with the yellow is the lower amount of tornadoes, and I believe, what is that, 1 to
25.
1 to 25.
Orange is 26 to 50.
Yep, and then now here we are. This is kind of more our neck of the woods. Now we're in that 51 to 75 territory. That includes Kansas, even more tornadoes in Missouri, 75 to 100. But by far number one. It's not even close. I mean, look at the disparity. Wow. That's pretty unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
221 in Illinois, more than double the second place Indiana. That's crazy. I mean, that's great. We already have over 1,200 total tornado reports, and actual tornadoes. What reports is not, because you do multiple reports per tornado, but usually actual tornadoes and the paths, you can just visually see where they're all concentrated. They're concentrated mainly, I mean, look at Illinois. It's pretty unbelievable. Illinois, Midwest, parts of the Central Plains, kind of Louisiana, Mississippi. So this is kind of old Tornado Alley, what you picture: Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, South Dakota. So, Central Plains, South Central Plains. 227 tornadoes. But here's this kind of new tornado alley where with the red, that's just shifted over to the east. So now we're, including us in Missouri, Illinois, part of the Deep South, part of the Ohio Valley. 703 tornadoes, more than 3 times the amount in this new tornado alley shifted off to the east than the traditional tornado alley out west. I mean, it's really, and there's been a lot of talks about this general shift towards tornado alley being off to the east, and we're seeing that right now for this year, right? It's just a year's sample size, not even a year's sample size, but it's certainly, reaffirming that trend that tornado alley, tornadic activity is generally shifting off to these for sure.
Yeah, and I know it's a big topic in the weather world. I know a lot of people are debating, is it shifting? And in recent times, they have had more of an active season for sure, just places to the east. But we aren't sitting here making a strong stance on that, just showing you the data from this year specifically. So yeah, quite interesting to see a little bit of an eastern shift so far with the way our setups were oriented this year for the more volatile part of the season. One more thing before we go here. I want to make sure we hit this because one of my favorite things I've ever experienced was this meteor shower. The Perseids at my I have some family up north in Wisconsin. No light pollution. I laid down on the dock and I watched this meteor shower for hours, and they can be so frequent in this meteor shower. And we want to let you know we're in the middle of it and approaching the peak of it here shortly. So Cory did this yesterday. We got a quick minute. You want to tell everyone about this?
Yeah, timing, right? The peak is going to be, or it's going to be from next Tuesday to next Thursday. The peak will be like early morning Thursday. Then it'll fall off pretty quickly. And it's usually mid-July, late August, because that's in our orbit when we enter a space debris pocket, and that creates the shooting stars and meteors that we see. So some details, right? We're going to have about 75 or more meteors an hour, and each meteor is going to be visible for just a fraction of a second, so you got to be looking at the sky at all times to catch it. Best viewing conditions since 2008. The reason why? New moon, which means we're not going to get that light pollution from a full moon or any bit of a moon that's showing. So it'll be a dark moon. That'll be nice, extra dark, extra easy to see these shooting stars. How about this? I thought this was fascinating, Warren. Each shooting star is a meteor that's the size of a grain of rice. That's it. But because it's moving so fast, 37 miles per second, it's generating so much friction on it that the visible fireball that you see is going to be that big and big enough for you to see. And those fireballs are actually brighter than Venus, which is the second brightest point in the sky behind the moon.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think the one thing to note too is people are always like, oh, this is going to make it to the ground. These burn up in the atmosphere.
Grain of rice. Yeah, they burn up very quickly.
And so that's what you see, them burning up. But if something ever makes it to a ground, that is what is kind of considered a meteorite.
It's also the most prolific meteor shower that we see annually. Is Perseid.
And best viewing conditions because it's summer, which is good. People will go out overnight. All right, one last look at your 7-day forecast here before we go. 90-ish today, 84 tomorrow, 84 Thursday, 88 Friday. So not bad. Pretty standard August days. And then we get hot again. 91 Saturday, 93 Sunday, and 94 Monday. Heat index values are going to be sky high, back to the at least triple-digit point. So it's going to get hot again. But you got a couple of days of,
look at the cool down.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a few days in the 80s. Best rain chance tomorrow. Again, a couple waves that we'll be watching for. You can get the latest forecast at 3:30. It's the next time you'll see us on KCTV 5. We will see you then. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.